Hello, my friends, and welcome back. Thank you very much for being with me again today. Well, Israel killed an Iranian top commander in the country of Syria. So Israel is a country, like Kamala Harris, I'll be right now. Israel is a country, Syria is another country, Iran is another country. Now, Israel killed one of these guys' commanders in the third country. Why? I think because it can. Now, this is what happened. Iran says, we are going to revenge that. We're going to take care of you. Retaliate. Question. How come I hear the only some have success in assassinating other countries' people around certain kind of areas, and those are Ukraine and Israel? I personally, putting to the side Hamas, which Hamas is with Israel, no, I don't hear. Maybe you know. Let's say Iraq's, I don't know, security services or killers, however you want to call them, assassinated a Israeli defense minister's or forces general or colonel or commander in I don't know, in Pakistan or Romania. Why don't we hear this? Is it because they don't travel? Is it because the Israelis are so good that these guys are so dumb they can't do it? Or because the good always wins and the evil always loses? Which one? Let me see what book should I grab. This one, on this one. Or maybe what kind of religion should I use in order to analyze this situation? Now, in Ukraine, I don't hear, or I haven't heard, maybe you did, of the Russians being capable of eliminating anybody of any name in Ukraine. They claim we destroyed Budanov in the next trap. No, Budanov is alive. They said Zaluzny is gone. No, Zaluzny is there. Have you heard the Russians destroying any propagandist in Ukraine, as the Ukrainians did in Russia? Did you hear these guys destroying, let's say, Daria Dugina? No. Assassinating that guy. So it's only, as far as I know, Ukraine and Israel being able to eliminate, assassinate other people in other countries. I think because they're good. And good always wins. We're told by 3 books. I can name them for you if you want. An Old Testament, a New Testament, and I think also the Quran states the same thing. The good will always win. So maybe that's what it is, because we have a religious mentality here. Anyway, let's go to these articles and read what's going on. I'm going to show you a map. The first article comes from, first it came from Reuters, and I picked it here from India Blooms, whatever Indian Blooms. Iran vows revenge after Israeli strike kills top commander in Syria. That's the first one, and the second one is this one from The Hill. Iran vows Israel will pay for death of military leader. Let me show you the map. Here's the map of this very important piece of land on this planet. Oh, man. And here you have Syria right here. And then you have Israel right here. So these guys from Israel did a strike in Syria, independent sovereign countries, both of them, and killed one of these big guys, his general commander in here, because that guy was planning to kill innocent people in Israel. The same thing is with Ukraine, which is a little bit north here. Let's see if we can get it. Let me put this one and then see if I have it already ready. Yeah, it's right here. Okay, so the same thing here in the mighty country of Ukraine with the Russians, evil Russians attacking unprovoked the good people of America and their interest. So let's read this little article here. Tehran. Sayed Reza Mousavi, a top-ranked commander in Iran's Islamic Revolutionary Guard, corps who was leading operations in Syria and Lebanon, right, was killed in an Israeli airstrike in Syria on Monday, media reports. So leading operations in Syria and Lebanon. Let's see if that's Israel or not. Maybe there are, no? I see Lebanon. That's according to those guys. Lebanon and Syria. So these guys here, according to the report, was doing stuff here. And Israel defended Lebanon and Syria and killed him. Sounds about right? Yeah, okay. So remember, Israel helped actually Libya and Syria on this one. It makes you vomit when you look at the reality. And the general, and I'm quoting, was killed during an attack by the Zionist regime a few hours ago in Zainabiyah district in the suburbs of Damascus. Damascus being the capital of the free, independent, sovereign country of Syria. Iran's official news agency IRNA reported. Mousavi was, and I'm quoting, active in the field of providing logistical support to the axis of resistance in Syria, IRNA said, referring to the group attacked by Tehran and arraying against Israel, Agence France Presse reported. According to Agence France Presse, the IRG said Mousavi was killed in a missile attack. Is that a declaration of war? I think it is. Remember, if United States will have, let's say, the Indians attacking, destroying with a missile a sheikh or something, living in California or Washington D.C., and someone that they will call or designate as a terrorist, which they do, the Americans should be a-okay with that. What do you think? Or let's say one of the Russian designated terrorists runs with the money looted from Russians in Israel. Let's say it's a coincidence. And the Russians say, well, that guy is a terrorist, we're going to eliminate him. Send a few missiles in Israel. What do you think Israel would say? Hey, man, that's, just dandy, right? So why things are okay in this one and are not okay in that one? If you start saying, yeah, Emily, forget that there are people over there in Syria who actually try to attack and they send rockets in Israel and so on, well, that's only half of the story. I'm not going to say on YouTube the other half of the story because I still want to communicate with you. So I know both sides of the stories, but certain things we are not allowed to say it here, because then our videos will be 5,929 down the list that you will never see, and you will see the ones that tell you only that half of the story. So I'm not going to do that here. So I don't want to be 5,392. I want to be 2,592. Okay, so I get up the list a little bit so people can have a chance of hearing a little bit in between and get some clues, some hints. And we know who's who and what's what. Anyway, let's see what's going on here in the other article. Iran vows Israel will pay for death of military leader. How? Are you going to do what you are told not to, which is engage in the Middle East so the Americans can have a reason, come with a reason to destroy you or to attack you? That's the whole point. That's why Iran and the countries around don't react. They could react about what's going on, could have reacted to whatever happened in Gaza. They could, but they didn't. Why? Al Capone is ready to defend ourselves and our freedoms. That's what's going on. And I'm predicting that the United States will conduct some precision strikes in Iran. I think, why? Retaliatory, in self-defense. Preemptive strikes. Only we, the good, can activate our preemptive strikes. They, the bad, no. Because we catch them. That's an imminent danger. And, my friend, such garbage. So the president of Iran vowed retribution after Israel reportedly killed a high-ranking general in Iran's Islamic Revolutionary Guard Corps in Syria on Monday. In a statement, Raisi said Israel, and I'm quoting, will certainly pay for this crime. The Times of Israel reported, and I'm quoting, without a doubt, this action is another sign of frustration, helplessness, and incapacity of the usurping Zionist regime in the region. Remember, I don't hear anything else. So remember this one, because some media will probably twist it in a different way, like they always do. So, is it because Iran can't? Wouldn't? Which one is it? Remember when the other guy was blown up, that Iranian whatever guard was blown up by the Trump administration in Iraq? Remember that one? What happened? The same thing. The Iranian says, well, we will do this, we will do this, we will do that, nothing happened. Nothing happened. They didn't do something and say, you know what, we did that because of that. So, blah, 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 blah. What's going on? Does Iran show self-restraint? Well, self-restraint has a limit, doesn't it? And what's going to happen? It's not going to be you and I, they're going to be hit. They're going to be other things hit. And the United States is waiting for that. And not only the United States of America, not only the bosses of the United States of America wait for that. They just need a little stronger reason to go in front of the United Nations and say, see, we were attacked, evil guys, here are, let me draw you some, okay, here is the weapons of mass destruction that Saddam has. Oh, that's the old story. Okay, let's see. Here is Iran is ready to build nuclear weapons, Netanyahu, and then our idiots are going to parrot the same thing. Now, I don't know who that guy was, but I think it's kind of like these guys and the Ukrainians are able, and somehow, I don't know, the media is okay with that. Why? Because they are designated from the very beginning as good, and the ones that they assassinate are considered bad. Now, imagine that these guys will start doing things in the United States of America, which I'm pretty sure they are capable of doing. You think that the FBI and CIA and NSA and whatever, they are able to thwart their plans? I don't think it's an order given yet. And the key word is yet, because these guys are going to start something. If you think that they can't, I think that's naive. All right, my friends. So, maybe you tell me why these guys are capable and allowed, but the other ones are not. I think it's because the 3 books. And they tell us the good defeats the evil. But somehow, if I look around, I see good people like Biden and others being in charge of us. And if they're good, we must be bad, because they're always winning over there. And people like us, or people who really work for the interests of us, of United States of American citizenry, they're not over there. They work for other interests. So those books... not really, or it's something else. Maybe it's not over yet. Yeah, it's like those children that die in infancy, but the plan is not fulfilled yet when justice will be brought. And in the meantime, thousands and millions of babies were going to die in infancy. Some of them just catching some stupid diseases. But hey, it's coming. It's not over, but they will still die, All right, my friends, thank you very much for being with me again today. Stay strong, stay smart, look for the truth, and be just.